I was practicing getting into the hot seat, and I did it. Oh, wow. I would love to have a rampage of appreciation for cruises. This has been the best cruise. And so before that, I just want to say thank you to Jerry and Esther and the whole Abraham Hicks team. Thank you for the wonderful gifts that you've given us all, like these books, and it's just great. Yeah.
Esther awakened this morning feeling appreciation, especially for all of you who are coming to play, to take thought beyond that which it has been before. And for the people who move about this planet with them, especially the people who bring the cameras, who not only record for generations to follow, to have access to this information, but just for the benefit of the show here in the gathering. In other words, it is better, isn't it, being able to see the details that they are involved in as they make arrangements to fly the equipment and get everything in place, and all of the details that Barbara is involved in, and Worldview Travel, and yes, Scotty and Sandy, who drive tirelessly around the planet in order to give Jerry and Esther the sense of ease that they have. Jerry. When Jerry and Esther think about the details of the coming together of something like this, the details of them are overwhelming. In other words, if they were in a place where each detail were on their plate, it would be inconceivable and impossible to accomplish. But instead, they are in this general place of knowing the power of these people, and knowing the willingness of these people, and knowing the fun of these people. And there is not one of them who plays out of responsibility or obligation, or even for the financial gain that comes their way as a result of it. In other words, this is a vortex of creators who have gathered together, who were in one another's vortex long before their physical presence was known to one another. Esther thinks of the willingness of Jerry, who, as far as Esther is concerned, is the reason that Abraham has come at all, by the power of his desire and the clarity of his wanting and the holding steady to the questions that were in his heart for so long. In other words, this is a culmination of co-creation that has been in vortices, not just theirs, but all of yours. The contribution that you make, whether you come to the hot seat or whether you sit in the audience and just feel in response. In other words, we have together taken thought beyond that which it has been before. And there are millions of people following you around, moving through time and space with you, who are at different places, different levels of vibration, different places of understanding, different points of asking. And you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to figure any of it out. All you have to do is be true to who you are. Be true to who you are by following your bliss and by reaching for that which feels best to you. And one by one you will rendezvous. And when you meet one another, when Esther looked into the eyes of Karen, or the eyes of Mike, or the eyes of Scotty, or the eyes of Barbara, or the eyes of Ron, or the eyes of George, or the eyes of Jerry, when Esther looked into their eyes in the first moment that she met them, she knew that they were in the vortex. She knew not about the vortex. She just knew, I want some of you. I want some of you. I want part of this boombox in the elevator. I want part of this movement in time. I want to dance to the rhythm that you've got going. She said to Jerry, I used to get happy just driving past your house. In other words, you know, you can feel the call of your vortex if you will allow yourself to do so. If you will move forward from this moment on and make a decision that you will follow your bliss, that you will follow your heart, that you will follow your joy, you will forge relationships that will be lifetime relationships. Some of them will come, some of them will go, but every relationship that comes to you from this point forward, you will understand its perfection as the rendezvous occurs and the manifestation unfolds. If you make what is important to you the way you feel, and you let what isn't important to you dissipate, as you let anything that feels negative be something that you immediately make your best effort at deactivating, as the moment the negative emotion begins to come upon you, you think about deconstructing that, deconstructing that, deconstructing that. Do you understand what we're saying to you? You don't have to think one thought about constructing anything because you've constructed it. You've already constructed it through the life you've lived, because as things not wanted came into focus, things wanted have come into focus. So the deconstructing of thought is only about the letting go of things that don't feel good to you. And there'll be a natural evolution toward all things that you have become.